Hello and welcome to the Stamping Society's April tutorial bundle, in which we are featuring projects created using products from the current annual and mini catalogues. I'm Angela Meiritz-Reid of Stamping Beauty in Christchurch, New Zealand, and today I'm sharing my tutorial using the Hello Ladybug stamp set, coordinating Ladybug Builder Punch, and various dies and products from the annual catalogue. If you would like to purchase the written tutorials for all our projects, please click on my blog link. It will take you to my blog where you'll find links to purchase the tutorials. The tutorials include all the products and measurements to create our projects. To make my card, I started with a basic white card base, and then next I created this layered panel here, which I have embossed with embossing paste. So I'll just bring in, I've got some scrap paper here, and what I do just to keep this in place is just pop a bit of Stampin' Seal down, not too much but just enough to keep it in place, and I lay my mask on top, and I like to get it nice and even, and then grab the embossing paste and one of the palette knives, and just holding it very firmly in place, just pop some of the paste down and then just spread it over the mask, just trying to keep it firmly in place so that the paste doesn't go underneath the mask. It just goes through the decorative cuts in the mask. Just spread that evenly over the mask until you've got every piece covered. This paste is lovely to work with, it's lovely and smooth, it goes on really easily. Just scrape off what is sitting on the top, that just will carry through and fill in the rest of those gaps. So when you're happy with how the coverage is, oopsie, don't do that, let's taste more speed. Oh, that's okay, it didn't damage it. Just pull your mask off, and what you want to do, I'll just pop the lid on straight away so it doesn't dry out, is I've just got a little dish of water here, so I'm just going to pop that straight in so that it won't harden on there, and I can deal with that later. And then you just want to set that aside to dry. And another thing I want to say, because it has got the bit of Stampin' Seal underneath, when you are ready, when it is dry and you're ready to take it off there, just gently twist it off and it will come off without tearing. So I have gone ahead and made one already, because it does take a wee bit of time to dry, not too long, but just didn't want to have to wait for that. And then you can either just add dimensionals to the back, or what I like to do is create a little bit of a backing panel, and it's just 2 layers of card that I've used. It's from the DSP, the card that comes with the DSP, and I've just cut it up. So it just adds a bit of a layer without too much. So you can see I've patched it on there, so that's ready to go. So I'll just pop that straight onto the front of the card. Get that nice and even. So it's a lovely pattern, you can see that on there. It's really pretty. You could also use the shimmery embossing paste, that's pretty too. And I'll just put my block on it just to make sure it flattens nice and evenly. The next step I'm going to do is use the blending brush and Balmy blue ink, and I'm just going to grab another bit of scrap paper and just pop that down here. So what I'm going to do, the same thing again, just pop a bit of tape on there, and I'm just going to put the square of white cardstock on there. I just tap off a bit of ink onto here and just pop it on here so that I can take it from there. So I don't want it to be too dark. So, and then just start from the centre and work that out. So just keep on bringing in some from the top of the tray. It does pay to be patient with this step, because otherwise you can end up with blobs of colour. So you just want to build it up slowly. Just circular motions I find work the best. So it depends how dark you want your background to be. And also over time it does sort of settle into the paper. I'll just add a bit more. You can see the colour is building up nicely there. I think that's okay. And then what I'm going to do is die cut. So I'll just twist that off. What I want to do is die cut that with this scallop circle die. So just bring in my little mini die cutting machine. Just pop that on there. Run that through. So it's good to go. And while I'm here, I'm going to die cut. These are out of the Flowers of Home dies, so I want to cut quite a few of those, just to so I can use whichever ones I want. It's always nice to have a few more. They're handy for other projects. So I'll just lay dies. I can tuck another one in there. And I need a bit more. See what I can do. It's like a jigsaw. See if I can get that one. Great, good to go. So I'll just tuck that top on. Make sure they don't go on top of each other. And run that through. I'll pop those there. I can always do some more if I need them. Those ones there for now. And so what I'll do is I'll get everything ready so then I can assemble the card in one go. So the next thing I want to do is stamp the ladybug, and what I found with the body, it really does work to pop it on your Stamparatus so that you can darken it up if you need to. I've just check with my never have much luck when I put this in. So I think if I put it here, it should work with popping it into my punch. So I'll pop that there. See? And just pop that on there to make sure it stays in place. And then I've got the Memento Tuxedo black ink. Clean that off a wee bit. It's just got something stuck to it. And as I say, so I'll just use that ink pad on there and stamp that down on there. Give that a good press down. So you can see it's not quite dark enough, so I'll run that over again. And that's the beauty of the Stamper Artist, you know it's going to be exactly in the right place. Give that another good press. And looking great. Now that's just exactly what we want. So I'll just pop that. You just want to give it a few minutes just to dry, because it can stay a little bit wet, especially if you've done it a couple of times. It's just slightly too long, so I'll just trim that off. Put that in there. Just make sure you've got that nice and even round there, and then give that a good punch. It's good to go. And then I'm going to do the wings. And what I find with the wings, it is easier to do the black dots first. So work out which way they go, and then stamp the wings. Just give them a really good. So you first pop. Hopefully you'll get a good enough black image. It's not too bad. And then I've got Flirty Flamingo for the wings. So then it does make it easy. You can just line that up on top over the spots and press that down. Give that a good press, and it's not too bad. The ink will seep into that a little more, so that's fine. You can always touch it up with a stamping marker of either the black or the Flirty Flamingo if you're not happy with the colour. And just put this in here. I'm going to end up with another body, but that's okay. You can use that. Always use the extra bits and pieces. Just punch that out. And while we're here, I've also done Hello and Flirty Flamingo, so I'll just stamp that, and that'll be just trimmed. So we'll just pop that on there, and we'll cut that out. I might just do that now. It's fairly small, so it shouldn't be too hard to get that reasonably straight. So just, or if you've got a little die that would work for that. I'm just leaving it a little longer on the H end so that I can tuck that under the ladybug. So now to pop everything, start putting it all together. So we've got that, and that's glued down well. So we're going to pop the scallop circle up next. I'm just going to use some dimensionals for that. They're just evenly spaced, but to give it lots of support. So when you've got all the back, so sort of evenly space that between the sides and the top. And then the next thing we're going to do is just pop a few of those to start, and then you can add more as you go. So I'll just pull these out. See? Gently pull those out from there. Just careful not to tear them. Right, and then these ones here. And some of these have stuck in here, so you take your pick tool, is perfect for this, just poke that through there and it will poke that out. Just check all those, make sure I've got that one. And one more here. Right. So what I do for this is I get a little bit of scrap paper and I just pop a bit of glue on there and work out which way I want some to go. So I think I'll just put a bit of glue on there and just a wee bit, and just tuck that about there. That will be okay. Glue will stick. I just like things to not be stuck down because I like how it just gives a bit of lift. There, and then so some of them are going to the up to the left and some are going up to the right. So pop this one in here. What I'll do is add more as I go. So what I want to do now is pop the bow on and the ladybug. So I've got a piece of the crinkle white ribbon, which is one of my favourites. I've just got my scrap bit of white paper, so I'm just going to colour that, and I've got my Flirty Flamingo, my dark blends pen, so just colour that. That's the beauty of this ribbon, you can colour it any colour to coordinate with your projects. It's just quick and easy. And what I want to do is tie that into a bow, and it is easier to work with straight away because it does tend to stiffen up as it dries with the colour on it. Just pull that tight, and then I'll just play with that to get it to the size I want. Oops. It doesn't want to. Oh, it's as stiff as it's stuck. I'll start that again. Another way to tie a bow too, if you're not so fussed on doing that, is just one loop here, one loop here, and then just tie a knot through there, and you've got a bow. So that works well too. So hopefully that will let me adjust it. Yep, that has worked, yay. Okay, so I'll fiddle with that. So I'll bring this back in here, and what I'll do is pop a glue dot on there. Just pop that straight down about the middle. And I always like to have the tail bit going underneath the loop, so quite good with having the glue dot there. You can manipulate things to how you want it to be. Actually, I might have just put that up a bit more. I'll just pull that all off. You can sort of peel that back. Just put it up just a little bit more. So about there. Then what I want to do is pop the ladybug on there, so about there. So I'm just going to put some dimensionals either side of that bow, the knot in the bow. Just put a little bit down here. Just take those backs off and then tuck ladybug about here. And then I just want to put the wings on, so just pop a little bit of glue just along this top bit here. And just tuck that on there. Okay. Right, and then hello, I'll pop that on later actually. What I'll do now is I want to bring my little bit of glue back in. I want to add these other pieces just to give a bit more fullness to this. You can just use whatever bits and pieces you like. There are no rules, just tuck those in just to give that sort of circular feeling. And if you, as I say, if you don't glue things down totally, get that nice sort of looks like it's moving almost. And then, so not as many going this way, but that's okay. We'll just tuck. See, that one's got a mind of its own. Put that on there, that'll stay. And yeah, so as I say, just as many or as few as you like, and you can just pop one in going the other way. Just tuck that in. Sort of coming off there, and that's actually probably enough. There are a couple more if you wanted to add those in, but I think that looks okay. And then the hello, just every time you make cards, don't they, that's even if you're following a plan, that's slightly different. So I'm just going to put just some mini dimensionals onto the back of that. Perfectly on that little sentiment. And I'll tuck that just in there. Hopefully nice and straight. And then lastly, what I've done is I've used the embellishments, which seem to have vanished from my desk. So here they are. These are from the Artistry Blooms adhesive backed sequins, and these are actually Coastal Cabana colour, but they really work well with the Balmy blue. So just use my take your pick tool, and I've put quite a few of these on here just to add a little bit of interest. So let's tuck. It has changed slightly where things sit, so I'll just tuck that big one in there. It doesn't really matter, you can change things up. Tuck that one. See, where's it gone? Seems to have disappeared. Grab another one. Tuck that. Must be somewhere. Tuck that in there. And oh, it's stuck on there. Take one up here. That's 1, 2, 3. So it's quite good to do them in uneven numbers. At least you're pairing things up. And I'll just tuck one up there. 2, 3, 4. One more. Just tuck that over here. And there you have it. That's my card for this month. So I hope you'll give that a try. These embossing, the decorative masks are gorgeous. They've got some gorgeous patterns in them. And when it's white on white, you know, you can get away with anything, I think. Let's trim those down a little bit there. A little bit long. Yes, so there you have it. So thanks very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed my card, and see you again next month. Take care. Bye.